It has never been easier to make money than right now. I've made over $244,000 leveraging one very simple framework, and that, my friend, is exactly what I'm going to teach you today. The digital services I provided have connected me to over 6,700 clients in 74 countries. You see, I figured out how to turn something I was already doing for free into a real business, and after this video, you'll be able to steal the entire framework I've used to generate over $244,000. This is also the exact same framework that I'm using myself and implementing with all my clients and customers worldwide. Now, look, if you just want to skip all this and have me walk you through it personally, there's a link in the description and we can talk. But let me show you exactly what I'm going to teach you today. I call it the Freedom Framework. It's 5 simple steps that took me from being broke and stuck to making over $244,000 and living life on my own terms. Here's what you're going to learn. Step 1, discover your dollar skill. How to identify what you're already good at that people will actually pay you for, even if you don't think you have any skills. Step 2, study success. How to research what's already working so you don't have to reinvent the wheel. Model the winners and skip years of trial and error. Step 3, build your storefront. How to package your skill into an offer that makes it easy for people to hire you. No fancy website needed. Step 4, deliver like a pro. How to build a reputation that gets you repeat clients and 5-star reviews every time. Step 5, scale smart. How to turn those first few gigs into thousands of dollars a month without working yourself to death. That's it, 5 steps, and by the end of this video, you're gonna know exactly how to implement every single one of them, so let's dive in. Now, before we break down each step, let me show you why this matters right now. Look, I'm not gonna spend a lot of time talking about what's wrong with the world. You already know. Jobs don't pay enough, cost of living is through the roof, you're working harder than ever and barely keeping your head above water, you know all that. What you might not know is there's a massive shift happening right now, and if you're paying attention, you can take advantage of it. Right now, about 43% of people still work at traditional jobs. But here's what's wild. 30% of people aren't working at all. And right behind them, 27% of people are now part of the gig economy. That's 68 million people. 68 million people. The global gig economy hit $556 billion in 2024, and it's projected to almost triple by 2032. We're talking over $2 trillion. So what does that tell you? The way people work is changing fast. Businesses don't need full-time employees for everything anymore. They're hiring specialists on demand, people who are really good at one specific thing, and they're paying them well. And look, if you're not paying attention right now, you're going to miss the biggest opportunity of your lifetime. But here's the good news. You don't have to miss it because I just showed you the exact framework. Now, let me show you how to use it. Here's what I want for you. I want you to help yourself give yourself a $1,000 raise every single week in 2025, starting right now. Not waiting till January, not waiting till you figure everything out. No, right now. Because the truth is, most people are stuck. They're working jobs that don't pay enough. They're drowning in bills. They're hoping that somehow magically things are going to turn around, but they won't. Not unless you do something different. And that's where the Freedom Framework comes in. So let's break it down step by step. This is where most people get stuck because they overthink it. They think they need to be the best at something in the world. They think they need years of experience or some kind of fancy certification. None of that is true. You just need to be good enough that someone will pay you to do it. So here's what I want you to do. Ask yourself this question. What do I already do for free that someone might pay me for? Maybe you help your friends with their resumes. That's a skill. People will pay for that. Maybe you're always the one editing videos for family events. That's a skill. People will pay for that. Maybe you got a great voice. People always tell you should be on the radio. That's a skill. People will pay for that. Maybe you're really good at data entry or organizing information. That's a skill. Businesses need that all the time. Whatever it is, write it down because that's your starting point. That's your dollar skill. If you're sitting here thinking, Jonathan, I don't have skills. Yes, you do. You're just not seeing them yet. Think about what people ask you for help with. Think about what comes easy to you that other people struggle with. That's your skill. Let me tell you a little bit about my story real quick because I want you to understand I wasn't special. I don't have some huge advantage. I was just a regular guy who figured it out. A few years ago, I was stuck. I was overweight. I was drinking too much. I was miserable. I was working a regular job, and honestly, I wasn't making enough to live the life that I want. Plain and simple. I wasn't in control. I felt like I was just spinning my wheels. But then I discovered the gig economy. I started offering digital services online, and everything changed. I didn't have some big breakthrough moment where I quit my job overnight. I just started small. I just started posting services on freelance platforms. I started connecting with clients around the world, and slowly those smaller gigs became bigger gigs. Those bigger gigs turned into consistent income, and that consistent income income turned into freedom. Before I knew it, I was making thousands of dollars a month on my terms, on my schedule, without asking anyone for permission. And the best part, I wasn't tied to a desk. I wasn't stuck in traffic. I wasn't waiting for someone else to decide if I was worth a raise. I was in control, and that's what I want for you. So, what exactly is the gig economy? It's simple. It's people trading their skills for money directly. No middleman, no corporate ladder, no waiting around. You got a skill, someone needs that skill, you connect, you deliver, you get paid, that's it. And the platforms that make that possible, Fiverr, Upwork, Freelancer, TopTool, and dozens of others, they're exploding right now. Why? Because businesses are finally realizing something huge. They don't need to hire full-time employees for every single task anymore. For the last 50 years, businesses operated the same way. Hire someone full-time, pay them a salary, give them benefits, keep them in the office 40 hours a week. That model is dying because it's expensive, it's slow, and honestly not efficient anymore. Businesses are realizing they can get better results, faster turnaround times, and lower costs by hiring specialists on demand. People who are really good at one specific thing, and they only pay for what they need. That's where you come in. Here's what most people don't understand about freelancing. They think it's only for creatives, writers, designers, video editors. Wrong. Freelancing is for anyone with a marketable skill, and I mean anyone. You're good at organizing spreadsheets. Companies will pay hundreds of dollars to clean up their databases and create professional reports. You're comfortable talking on camera. Businesses need spokesperson videos, UGC content, product reviews. That stuff is huge right now. You got a decent voice. Voiceover work is everywhere. Commercials, audiobooks, explainer videos, phone systems. There's endless demand. Know how to edit video. Businesses need that constantly. YouTube channels, social media ads, corporate training videos, marketing content. You're good at writing. Blog posts, email campaigns, sales pages, product descriptions, all of that needs to be written by someone who knows what they're doing. And here's the thing, businesses are willing to pay good money for all this stuff because they know that if they hire the right person, it's going to make them more money. They're not looking for the cheapest option. They're looking for quality. They're looking for reliability, and they're looking for someone they can trust, and that's your opportunity. Once you know what your skill is, you need to figure out how to package it and sell it. And here's the good news, you don't have to figure this out on your own. Go to Fiverr, go to Upwork, go to YouTube, and search for people who are already offering services in your area. What are they charging? What do their profiles look like? What are they saying in their descriptions? What kind of work are they showing? This isn't copying. This is research. This is learning from people who are already winning. You're figuring out what the market looks like. You're seeing what works, and you're going to use that information to position yourself. And here's the thing. There's plenty of work to go around. Someone's making $10,000 a month offering a service, and you can offer that same service. Do it. There's enough demand for both of you, so don't be afraid to model what's already working. That's literally what every successful business does. Now it's time to actually create your offer. This is where most people overcomplicate things. Here's what you need. A clear description of what you're offering, not fancy, not complicated, just clear. A few examples of your work. Even if you have to create sample projects yourself at the beginning, that's fine. You just need to show people what they're going to get. A simple pricing structure. Start with a basic package, then offer add-ons and upgrades. That's it. You don't need a fancy website. You don't need a logo. You don't need business cards. You just need to be able to say, I do X. Here's what it looks like. Here's what it costs. And then you post it on a platform where people are already looking for that service. For me, that platform was Fiverr, but it could also be Upwork, Freelancer, or even just posting in Facebook groups and subreddits where people are looking for help. The key is to make it easy for someone to hire you. Remove all the friction. Make it a no-brainer. And here's a tip. When you're starting off, offer a lower priced entry option. Not because you're cheap, but because you want to get those first few clients and reviews under your belt. Once you have some reviews and some credibility, you can charge way more. But in the beginning, your goal is just to get people to say yes. This is the step that separates the people who succeed from the people who fail. Because here's the truth. Getting that first order is only the beginning. What matters is what happens after someone hires you. Do you deliver great work? Do you communicate clearly? Do you deliver on time or even early? This is where you build your reputation, and your reputation is everything in the gig economy. So here's what you need to do. Over-deliver. Give people what they expect. If they paid for a basic package, throw in a little extra. If they ask for it in 3 days, deliver it in 2. Communicate constantly. Let them know you got their order. Let them know you're working on it. Let them know when it's done. Don't leave them hanging. Ask for reviews. This is huge. After you deliver great work, politely ask them to leave a 5-star review. Don't be shy about this. Those reviews are what's going to get you your next 10 clients. And here's the thing. Most people on these platforms don't do this stuff. They deliver mediocre work late, and then they wonder why they're not getting orders. If you just show up, do great work, and communicate like a professional, you're already ahead of 90% of the competition. Once you got a few clients and a few good reviews, it's time to scale. And scaling doesn't mean working more hours. It means working smarter. Here's how you do it. Raise your prices. Once you've proven you can deliver, charge more. You'd be surprised how much people will pay. 2 to 3 times what you're charging now if you position yourself correctly. Add premium packages. Offer a basic option, a standard option, and a premium option. A lot of people will choose the middle or the top just because it's there. Offer add-ons and extras. Want it faster? That's extra. Want commercial rights? That's extra. Want revisions? That's extra. These add-ons can double or triple your revenue per order. Get repeat clients. Once someone hires you and you do great work, stay in touch. Offer them a deal to work with you again. Repeat clients are the easiest sales you'll ever make. Trust me. Expand your offerings. Once you've mastered one service, add another. I started with voiceover, then I added spokesperson videos, then video editing. Each new service opened up new revenue streams. This is how you go from making a few $100s a month to making thousands. You don't just work harder, you work smarter. You build systems, you build relationships, and you keep growing. Now let me talk about Fiverr for a second, because here's where I built my business. And it's still one of the best platforms out there for beginners. Why? Because Fiverr is a trust building machine. When someone goes on Fiverr, they're not just looking at your services, they're looking at your reviews, they're looking at your portfolio, they're looking at how many orders you've completed, and all that builds trust. So even if you're brand new, if you can get some good reviews early on, you're going to start getting more orders, and those other orders lead to more reviews, and those reviews lead to more orders. It's a flywheel, and once it starts spinning, it's hard to stop. Here's what I want you to understand. This isn't a get-rich-quick scheme. This isn't passive income. This isn't make money while you sleep. This is real work, but it's work that you control. You decide when you work, how much you charge, you decide who you work with, and if you do it right, it can completely change your life. I went from being overweight and broke and stuck in a job I hated to taking surf lessons in Maui to traveling to Turks and Caicos. I mean, living the life that I actually wanted to live. And I'm not special. I'm not some genius. I just figured out how to turn my skills into money. And you can do the exact same thing. I'm not kidding, guys. You can do the exact same thing. Just take something that you're good at and expand on it. Offer it. You got to get it out of your head that, oh, well, it's just this. Yeah, but somebody's willing to pay for that. I promise. So here's my challenge to you. Don't wait. Don't overthink it. Don't tell yourself you're not ready. Just start. You can do this today, right now, without me, without anyone. You already have everything you need. Pick a skill, study what's working, build your offer, deliver great work, scale smart, follow the Freedom Framework, and see what happens. Now, if you think I could help, whether that's direction, implementation, mentorship, whatever, then open up the description below and get in touch with me directly. We'll talk through where you're at and figure out if it makes sense to work together. But either way, get started today. Because like my friend Red in Shawshank Redemption said, get busy living or get busy dying. Time is money, and money is time. So get out there and start living the freelancer life. Cash in on the freedom, build the life you actually want. All right, guys, we'll see you later. Take it easy.